Hi, this is Joshua with One Man Show. Lately, I've been looking for a side handle for my G85 SmallRig, and I've been really frustrated because, I mean, they're 50, 60 bucks. They're not cheap. I mean, I do have a handle that I got with my SmallRig that goes on top, but it's light, but not that light. But I thought, you know, how can I get a handle on the situation and not pay any money for it? Well, I found a way, and I had it, but I didn't sort of think beyond the box. So I'm going to talk about going beyond the box to get handles and some things for the small rigs. Years ago, when I first started shooting with DSLRs, digital, I had a shoulder mount, and what I did was, I mean, I used this for quite some time. It's actually really well balanced. I put my camera here. I had an old VHS machine, one of those big mothers that had a screw-on shoulder mount here, and one of these things that could, you know, lift it up and it unscrews. I took this piece of aluminum and tapped in some 1/4-inch threads, and voila, I had myself a nice little shoulder rig. You know what, I really didn't care what people thought. I made good little productions, and it has some cobwebs on it, and it worked really well. I even put a little mirror, as you can see on there, that I used to see behind me, so I could you know, when I was in a crowded area, I wouldn't bump into anybody when I was backing up or if I was following somebody along. Now, these tops, as you can see, are, you know, they don't cost you anything. There are so many VHS machines or old beta machines that have these handles, and the angle is really quite nice. Let me take this piece off here, and as you can see on my little rig, I've got an old VHS handle on the top at the moment, because a friend of mine threw away an old router. This is a little bit smaller than a router system. It has some handles on it so you can, you know, cut wood or trim wood or do whatever, cut drywall. It's like from a rotozip, and he chucked it. So what I did was I took one of these off, and it had a handle on it, and I rigged it up on my SmallRig. Now, the reason why this is good is because I've used other things to be able to, you know, make it work instead of spending so much money. I took here, you can probably see, I took a piece of angle aluminum and I drilled a few holes in it and a couple of holes in the piece of the angle that came out, and attached this handle. And let me tell you, it doesn't work bad. Now, on the top, with this old VHS piece here, okay, you can sit and tighten it and put it wherever. I put one of these round things from the router unit, because sometimes I need to go low or I need to follow somebody along, and let me tell you, with this ball thing, it made it really easy. And with dual image stabilization with my camera, when I go low or hold it up, it works really well, almost better than a gimbal. I try to avoid gimbals outside of my see, it's not bad. Now, it comes off fairly easily, and I can screw it onto the side here. Now, normally I would put it on the other side to hold it together, and it works fairly well. I used to use shoulder mounts. I even from Craigslist, somebody was getting rid of one, and I bought it for like 80 bucks, and I used it a few times. It's not bad because it's a bit heavy, but it came with this thing here that you can tighten to set up onto your chest, so you have you know, a better way of being able to sort of hold the rig. I'd have my radio mics up here, my camera up here, and my viewer there, and it's not bad because I can put my elbows in and follow around and do my shooting. But I hardly used it, and what I have done, and I'm taking a video from something that I shot before, is last winter I did a video about how I actually shoot most of the time. It comes from documentaries, run and gun. Is I put a strap on this thing on the rig, as you can see here and here, and I'll take my rig and follow along and shoot with it. The reason why I wear this strap is because when I'm shooting and I want to do a pan shot, I can come back and go like this, keep it tight to my neck, and be able to get really good control. And having this rig on here makes it all the better. Now, as you can see, these you can get a lot of. They're everywhere. All you have to do is go on Craigslist or even advertise that you want an old VHS, and people will just give them to you. So they come in handy, they work really well, and this knobby part has been great. I don't have any footage for you right now, but I will try to put some together. Let me just put this one back here. So as a hack, I think this is a good worked out really well. There you go. So I can tighten it down on here, and it's from an old VHS camera. I can hold this, it's almost perfectly balanced, and I can follow somebody along. I can follow a dog along real low. I can turn it around without much problem. Because the big problem is, a lot of the time, if you're just holding it like this, you know, turning left and right, it's not as easy. But a ball, you can keep it fairly steady and use your imagination, and you can do whatever. This handle came from the router, and yeah, it works good. So I hope you enjoyed my little hack. There's so many things around that you can use to make handles, and I'm not going to spend $50-60 to SmallRig to get that one little piece that I wanted for the sides, and these work just great. So if you like the video, hope you can subscribe, leave me questions, comments, or observations, and what you might like to see. Have a good one.